Hey guys, how are we? How are we tonight? Right now my computer says 7:59 and I'm not sure the StreamYard, I think it was right on time, and then my phone says 8:02. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit late, but on my computer I'm a little bit early. So we'll take it. Hey guys. Hey, Nature Rocks, it's good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. And Jen, it's always good to see you. And Debbie, staying up late to see us. It's good to see you too. And Neat Noodle, thank you for stopping by. I hope your project goes well. It's good to see all you guys. I'm glad all of you are here. How have you all been? What you been up to? Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, man. That's great. So first we have some really good news. We know that Seraya Harmon, and I just like to call her Seraya Harmon, she was found this past week. That was awesome, you guys. She'd been missing over a month, and I'll tell you guys at the end how she was found. And then my two short videos that I made this past week. You guys know when I'm not researching a big case that I like to put out all the information that I can about smaller cases that don't have a lot of info that I couldn't do a whole lot about. I put those out in the short videos. So I did two of those this week, and they both ended well, you guys. I might tell you about those at the end too. So that was awesome. And we know that Seraya was found in Mexico. And that's kind of what drew me to this case that we're going to talk about tonight. These two kids, they're believed to be in Mexico too. I actually haven't. Let me plug this in, you guys. Let me find the cord and plug this in because without that, we won't be cooking. I don't know how to cook anyway, you guys. That was a big old fib. Oh, all right. Now we're plugged in. We're good to go. Cooking with Crisco, isn't that what they say? Oh, I crack myself up sometimes, you guys. But what else are you gonna do? Yeah, and Coco's still here. That reminds me, I got to. There we go. Now we can see her better. Oh, I haven't seen Crisco in ages, you guys. My mama don't. She won't let that come in the house. Oh, hey Tony, it's good to see you. Good evening. Yes, it's evening, you guys. It's nighttime, and I'm awake again. How about that? I've been doing really good, you guys. I've been taking magnesium, and it's helping my sleep more. And sleep, it you wouldn't believe the difference that it makes. It even helps my shoulder pain and stuff like that, you guys. So it's been helping a lot. Vanessa, I saw that one time that you could make emergency candles with that. I saw that on a short flipping through YouTube. I did see that. That's crazy too. I know, Debbie, it's really late for you in the future on us. It's late for me too. Oh, okay, you guys. So, first, I want to tell you guys about the two kids that we think to have been taken to Mexico so we can get their info out fast as possible. I did leave their missing poster on my Facebook and on my in my Discord. Let me see if let me see here. Let me see if this works. And you guys should be able to get to my Facebook this way, I believe, if it works. Yeah, that that should take you guys to my Facebook where you can find the missing poster for this case, and you could share it that way. Okay, so I learned about this case just yesterday, I think. And these are the babies, you guys. It's 4-year-old Athena on the left, and then 2-year-old Mateo on the right. And then in the middle, that's their 39-year-old dad, Cameron. And their mama, you guys. Let me show you their mama. And this is the bad part, you guys. Their mama was found passed away on Monday. And the police are still treating it as a death investigation. And on one news site, it said that she was found in a bathtub. And it's the Sacramento Bee. This is in Sacramento, California, is where this happened at, you guys. This is Angelicabravo, and she just turned 28 years old. And she was a hairstylist, and 3 months ago she just started. She's a teacher at a cosmetology school, and I'm going to show you guys what her coworkers said about her, and they absolutely loved her. You guys, they called her Miss Angel, I believe. Jen, she really is. She is beyond beautiful. She absolutely is. Yeah, and so what happened was this past Saturday she went to her little brother's high school graduation, and her family said that just something was off with her and that she wasn't okay, but they didn't find out what. And so they'd been trying to call her Sunday and Monday, and when they couldn't get a hold of her, they called Cameron's family. Her and Cameron had been split up for a while, but she still went to his house sometimes to get clothes and to drop the kids off and stuff. And her older sister says that their relationship was tumultuous. She said, quote, they were really rocky. Like sometimes it was okay, sometimes it was really bad. And yeah, I never thought that this would happen though, and that he would take the kids, unquote. So that was her sister Cecilia. And when I was watching videos about her and her family, you guys, you could just tell that they were so close. And her little brother, he's 10 years younger, and he still had a lot of pictures of the babies. And he said he treated them like his own, and he was spending time with them all the time. And so that makes me happy that these kids have a strong support system, even though unfortunately that their mama passed away, you know. And so, anyways, after they had the graduation party and people couldn't get a hold of her, they contacted Cameron and his family to see if they could get a hold of her. And her mama, Dawn, said that she was driving on her way over there, and Cameron's family called for a welfare check. And when the I'm so glad that the police got there before Dawn, her mama, did, because it would have been awful if she would have made that discovery. It was at Cameron's house, so I don't know why Angelica was at Cameron's house at that time, but that's where they found her at. And the Sacramento Bee, it said that now it won't let me back in there, you guys, or I would show you the article, but I do have screenshots. But it's one of those where they want you to pay to get back in and see the article, and I wouldn't care to pay, but it's just, I think that, I don't know, it's just one of them things, you guys. So so I can't get back in there right now. I think it does the same thing to Alex when she's looking at stuff and she has to take screenshots too. But yeah, and so that newspaper said that she was found in the bathtub deceased. So her family told the law enforcement as soon as she was found deceased that Cameron had ties to Mexico. Hey, FarQ, it's good to see you. How are you? It's good to see you. They said that they told law enforcement right away that Cameron had had ties to Mexico, so they were almost positive that he would be heading there. And this is what they said. I wrote it down here. It said, "We knew that he was going to go to Mexico. We all knew that he has so many connections to everybody down there, and the police kept it on the low. They should have put it out, but they kept it in the dark." That was her brother. And but then when asked about it, the Sacramento police, they said they were only told Cameron had ties to Oak Park, Los Angeles, and Mexico, not specifically that he planned to travel to Mexico. So it's kind of, I don't know if, well, it would make a difference, you guys, because the Border Customs and Border Patrol, they're the ones that let everybody know that the next day, so Tuesday, that the car that he was driving was seen crossing the border into Mexico. Hey, Aaron, it's good to see you. You guys, Aaron helped me research a lot on this case. You guys, I just want to brag on you guys for a minute because B Crumb, she helps me a lot. When there's a case that people think that I might help out with, they let me know and then they help me research stuff too. B Crumbs did, and then Jen helps me a lot on a lot of them too. And Neat Noodle, she helped me on one of my shorts last week about the Terrell family. And Erin helped me with this case, you guys. She is a when she has something on her mind to look into, she really digs in. So she helped me a lot on this one. At first, we didn't even know Angelica's name. That's another thing, you guys. When this first happened, and they put out the pictures of the kids, they didn't give the mama's name. And I have no idea why. They gave Cameron's name and the kids and the photos of the three, but they didn't tell the mom. And oh yes, Debbie, I remember you telling me about that. I need to look into that one too. Yep, Devin Hoover. Remind me of that again because I'll probably forget if I don't write it down. I love you back, Aaron. Thank you so very much. Yeah, so they didn't give the mama's name. And I was wanting the mama's name so I could look at her Facebook to try to get more pictures of the kids. And then we finally did find her name, but on her Facebook, I think she just uses it for like business purposes. And so she didn't have any pictures of them on there. But I did find a few more from the news articles, from the news videos that we can watch. Um, so what else was I going to tell you guys? Uh, okay, let's see here. Let me pull. First, we can watch. Let's look at this first. This was a tweet from the Sacramento Police Department, and this tells us everything all in one place so we can look at it. I tell you guys just what I have from my memory at first, and then we can go back over stuff to make sure that I don't forget everything. So I don't forget something. Okay, it says this is the update that they did. Locating Athena and Mateo are a top priority for the Sacramento Police Department. We will be using every resource we have and working with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners to locate these children. Athena and Mateo have been added into the missing and unidentified persons system, and this information has been shared by the California Department of Justice. So it says, our investigation has led us to know that the 2023 Honda Passport, hey Mal, it's good to see you, entered Mexico. Because of this, criteria for Amber Alert is not met. We are working with our law enforcement partners and the media to share this information as wide as we can. Okay, she passed away. Well, at least they found her on the 8th, right, is when they found her. And the customs said that they passed into Mexico on the 9th. So why on the 8th, why didn't they found her around 7:30 at night, I believe. So wonder why they didn't send out an Amber Alert at least during that time. They might have had a few hours to catch them before they crossed over, guys. I don't know. It said the Sacramento Police Department has set up a tip line for this case. I think I have that number at the bottom of my screen, or at least I have a number for the Sacramento PD. And this, I have it in the description too, guys. And the email address, if you have any tips, it says no matter how small you think the tip may be, it could prove instrumental in helping us locate the children. And right here it says on July 8th, just before 7:30 p.m., Sacramento PD responded to, and it gives their address for reports of a medical aid call. It was reported that a female adult was located inside of a residence, possibly deceased. The female was pronounced deceased on scene by fire personnel. Detectives from our homicide unit responded to conduct a death investigation. Yep, they're still calling it a death investigation, probably until they get more back on the autopsy and stuff like that. Oh, guys, this reminds me. I have to tell you guys something real quick. Do you guys remember when we covered the case of Katia Duenas Aguilar? She was the she was the she was in the army, remember? And she was found in her apartment, deceased. I think it was May 18th. And they recently got her autopsy back, you guys. She was, trigger warning. This is a trigger warning. She was found stabbed over 68 times in her head and neck, you guys. And also, it said that her blood alcohol was 0.16, so that's 2 times the legal limit. And she had GHB in her system, which is the date R drug, you guys know. So what in the world happened to her, you guys? They still have made no arrests, and no persons of interest that I know of. And her mama and LULAC, remember the League of United Latin America? They went together. Her mama gave 30,000 and they gave 25,000. So there's still a $55,000 reward, you guys. And she was found deceased in the same, this always gets to me, you guys, and I have to say it when I think about it. She was found deceased in the same city where Sebastian Rogers' dad lives. And you don't hear anybody talking about that case. That gets to me, you guys. But anyways, oh, you guys are just too sweet. Thank you, guys. I love you guys too. Absolutely. Hey, 71, good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Okay, so back to this. It says that the homicide unit did respond, but they're still conducting it as a death investigation. So that's good, you guys. That's good that even if it was by natural causes, which I don't think that would be because she's 28 years old, but anyways, it's good that the detectives from the homicide unit are treating it that way anyways, start from the beginning just in case. And it says they were unable to locate the 2 kids, 4-year-old athenalee and 2-year-old mateolee, as well as the children's father, Cameron. It is believed the kids are with Cameron, and the Sacramento PD has not been able to get in contact with him. And it gives his car and the license plate number. So that tells about everything that I told you guys. And this is just the media advisory. So we didn't miss anything. Oh, look down here. It says, please add that he goes by his nickname, Majors. Oh, so that's something to think about too. And he's got very identifying tattoos, it looks like, too, you guys. Oh, I pray, you guys, that they find these kids like they did Seraya and it's not too long. I just can't imagine what her family is going through. Losing their 28-year-old daughter, and then their two grandkids. Oh, she does have an older daughter too. I'm not sure of her age, but she's in one of these videos too. She looks like she's about 12 or 13 maybe, but she wasn't in nobody took her and she wasn't at the residence, so that's really good. I wanted to show you these pictures that I found too. Look at her, you guys. Look at little Athena. Isn't she just the cutest? I saw this on the news video, and then I found this of little Mateo. He was a little bit younger there. He's 2 now. But aren't they just the sweetest, you guys? Okay, let's watch the press conference, and maybe we can hear a little bit more. I'll share it with you guys too so that you can watch it in your own time if you want to.
Just before 7:30 p.m., officers responded to the 3700 block of Didcot Circle for reports of a medical aid call. When officers got there, they located a female adult who was pronounced deceased on scene. Detectives from our homicide unit came out and they conducted a death investigation, or they began a death investigation. It was determined through that investigation that the decedent's 2 kids, 4-year-old Athena Lee and 2-year-old Mateo Lee, were missing. It was believed that the kids are with their father, Cameronlee, and the police department has not been able to get in contact with Cameron since officers located the deceased female. So through the investigation, like I said, the updates that we want to provide you guys are this. So locating the kids right now is our number one priority. And so what we'll be doing as a police department is using every resource we have available. And we're going to be working with every partner agency we can, from federal, state, and local agencies. Some questions came up yesterday about Amber Alert. And what I can tell you guys right now is Amber criteria is not met, because the information that we know now is the vehicle was last seen going into Mexico. And so we're unable to do an Amber Alert because the vehicle did go into Mexico. We don't know where Cameron is, but we do know the vehicle was last seen going into Mexico. We're asking the community to please, if you know anything, if you've seen anything, if you heard anything, if you locate these kids, to please contact us. We've set up a tip line. That number is going to be 916-808-0560. You can also contact us at missingpersons@pd.cityofsacramento.org. Anything that you think, may be small, may prove instrumental in our investigation.
Who gave you the initial information about them possibly going into Mexico? Who originally called and had to do the welfare check on the mom? All of those types.
That's a great question. So we received a call from friends of the victim. That's how we initially got there. The information we got about the vehicle going into Mexico came from
Yep, so he says friends of the victim, and I did learn later that it was Cameron's family, some of his family, that called the welfare check.
Customs and Border Protection. So we do know the vehicle did go out there. Like I said, we've been working very closely with our partner agencies, including the Border Protection. I'm asking you guys, the media, to please share this with your media partners down in Central and Southern California. We don't know where the kids are. Could they've been dropped off somewhere? We don't know, and that's why we're asking you guys to share that information as far and wide as we can.
What do we know about the father? Did he have custody of the children? Was he living in the home with them?
Yeah, so it's, again, like I said, those pieces are still part of an active investigation.
I don't know what they had set up legally, but the grandma, well, I told you guys what the sister said, that sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But I did learn that she had moved to Elk Grove, and from what I can tell, that's about 15 miles away. And so she would go to his house to get clothes and stuff, but it said that she was trying to her mom said she used to live there, but she had moved out just a few months back and was trying to separate herself and kind of start a new life and make a better life for her kids. Oh, bless her. And they were never married. So she had a good job, you guys, and she was taking care of her kids and trying to start a new life. But we all know that that could be the most dangerous time for victims involved in domestic, you know. Oh, you don't think so, Aaron? So wonder about that. I don't know.
Investigation. I can't release that information right now, but we do know that the kids are believed to be with the father at least at some point. The kids were last seen from family on Saturday. That's the information that we know right now as well.
Is the family elaborating on, like, was there any sort of friction, any estrangement between the person who was found dead and Cameronlee?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Again, like I said, that's still going to be a part of the active investigation. I know our detectives have been working around the clock from, sun up to sundown, trying to determine what's their relationship, how was their relationship, is there a potential that there might have been some issues that were at home. We just don't know that. I don't know that information right now.
Is it believed that Cameron may have family in Mexico or has friends or knows people down there, or is at this point he just trying to escape?
That's something that we're looking at, certainly.
Now, this happened.
I don't have information on his priors. When I get that information and we're prepared to release it, I'll let you guys know.
But we know he has a record.
I don't have that information. I don't know what his record is.
This happened Monday night, and you all are very helpful with putting out information about homicide investigations, in particular on Signal. We didn't find out about it till 24 hours later. Is there a reason?
That news anchor said that they put out homicides on something called Signal. Wonder what that is, guys. Do you guys know? It's but she said they didn't put that out for 24 hours later. It must be something between the police and the news in that area. That's very interesting. Hey, Aries, good to see you. Hey, Rapper, what's up? Good to see you too.
That you all didn't put that out about your detectives being at that scene until 24 hours later, and compounding that is the fact that there are missing children. Can you speak to both of those?
That's a great question. So initially,
no, I forgot to say that, Aaron. The car that he was driving, that 2023 Honda Passport, it's a loaner car from a dealership. And so I was talking to Aaron and I was thinking they've got GPS on all these vehicles. I remember when we covered the case of the little girl that was kidnapped from the park, remember, where her mama and her friend were shot and her 5-year-old sister was shot too, and he kidnapped her. He had rented a car on an app just from a personal owner, and that owner had GPS on it and he could shut it down remotely. So if a personal loaner car could do that, you would think that one from a dealership could do that too. I don't know.
Initially, like I said, we were there doing a death investigation, and so we didn't. Detectives didn't know if there was a crime that was even committed initially, and that's why that information wasn't put out there. So if it was a suicide, we wouldn't put that information out there initially. So it wasn't until later in the investigation that we determined the kids were missing. That's when we put that information out to you guys.
And then what about, because I saw in the news release it was determined that homicide detectives needed to be called in after fire determined that she was dead. So at what point do you say, hey, this is a homicide investigation, not just a natural death investigation?
Yeah, so generally speaking, our homicide detectives can come out for a number of reasons. One, if we have a confirmed homicide. Two, if there's something that may be suspicious. Or three, if we just don't know. So it's sometimes better practice for us just to have homicide to come out to look at the scene and start their investigation. And if it's determined that it was natural causes or maybe an overdose or something after the fact, at least we had the professionals come out to at least take a look at it. So in this circumstance, like I said, I wasn't the lieutenant on the scene. That
he said they didn't determine until later that the kids were missing. Well, I know that mama, as soon as she got there, she was looking for those kids. And when they couldn't contact Cameron before that, So they couldn't contact him after. So, and they say that he's not a suspect right now, and this is still just a death investigation. So I do have to say that. But he could have been a victim too in their eyes. So they should have done that right away, you would think. But I mean, I'm not definitely not a detective, so I guess they probably know better than me. Listen at me. Oh my goodness.
They called the homicide detectives out, and so I don't know why they were called out. But what I do know is homicide was called out, a death investigation has started, and then later in the investigation, we determined that the kids were missing.
Are we able to determine our next meeting, guys? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stab wounds, gunshot wounds, anything that
I don't have any information on that. I'm sorry.
And would you consider the kids in danger? Can you speak to the nature of how the kids are right now?
Yeah. So I'll just say this: a woman's dead, and we don't know where the father is. He's not contacted us. We have not been able to get in touch with him. And those kids, we don't know where the kids are. And so, I think anybody that's a parent here can probably say we're a little concerned. If I'll leave my opinion out of it, but we're a little concerned and we want to know where these kids are. They have been entered into the missing persons system. It's been shared by the Department of Justice. I have a meeting actually right when I leave here. I'm going to meet with the FBI. They're going to share it on their channels as well, and hopefully in Mexico as well.
As far as timeline, when was that car seen going into Mexico?
I don't have the time. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
we got that information yesterday that the car was in Mexico.
When can we expect the next update?
I'll provide you guys an update when I get it. So like I said, this morning, I had to come in, get briefed by Harmon.
I think that's about all of it, you guys. So one thing that they might think about doing that was good in locating Seraya, they put the missing posters in Spanish and distributed it in Mexico too. So I hope that they're doing that too. Aaron says, I assume since first responders or ME, the cause of death wasn't obviously apparent upon finding her, or wasn't GSW or physically visible. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Aaron. Yeah, that's a very good point. And that one article that me and you read, it said that she was found in the bathtub. So, Aries, well, I hope you stick around. But it is good to take self-care breaks, too. It absolutely is. And it's good to recognize when you need to take those, too. So it's always good to pay attention to that. You know yourself better than anybody. Hey, VMath, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Okay, guys, so now I wanted to show you guys some of the videos from her family.
To find two kids after their mother was found dead inside a Sacramento home.
Police believe the kids are with their father. Your reporter covering Sacramento County, Tori Apodaca, shares the family's message.
Family of 28-year-old Angelicabravo that we speak with are heartbroken. You can see the growing memorial out in front of the home where she was found dead inside, although the family members' big priority is finding her two children who are missing.
I want Mateo and Athena back. It's what we need right now.
A family in shambles as investigators search for 2-year-old Mateolee and 4-year-old Athena.
That was her mama, Dawn, and that was her oldest daughter. Hey, VMath, it's good to see you. And Music City Mom, it's good to see you too. I think I already said hello to you, VMath, but I said hello to you again. How about that?
Ellie.
I'm feeling devastated, shattered.
Dawn Badea says her grandbabies haven't been seen since her daughter, who was identified by the coroner's office as 28-year-old Angelicabravo, was found dead in a North Sacramento home. now surrounded by candles, flowers, and questions. Where are Angelica's two youngest children?
I think, like, anybody that's a parent here can probably say we're a little concerned.
Sacramento police investigators believe the father, Cameronlee, took off with the children.
We don't know where the father is. He's not contacted us. We have not been able to get in touch with him. And those kids, we don't know where the kids are.
But they do have this clue about where the car could be. The 2023 Honda Passport that police believe Cameron was driving caught on camera crossing the border into Mexico. Unclear, though, if he and the kids were inside.
It's really frustrating because that's what we thought from the beginning, that he was probably headed to Mexico, because we knew that their father had ties in Mexico.
Music City Mom, she was found passed away on Monday, and they said that they saw the car crossing into Mexico on Tuesday. Yeah. And I dropped the link if anybody wants to join me, but absolutely no pressure.
Police say because the car crossed into Mexico, putting out an Amber Alert is out of the question.
They had a tumultuous relationship in the past.
We're told the parents' relationship was rocky, but Angelica's family never imagined this.
He was always very generous and, took care of the kids.
We spoke with Angelica's little brother.
She was an angel. She was just everything that you could think of.
Sister and oldest daughter, Natalia, who had a different father than her missing siblings.
You look just like her, Leah.
I have to tell you guys, in another article that I read, Natalia said that she had her mom's journal and that she was going to keep writing in it. And, after her mom had written in it so much that she was going to start writing in it too, and she was going to keep it forever. And I just thought, oh, that if that don't break your heart, I really don't know what will, because oh my goodness, I have handwritten cards from my mama when I was little, probably from when I was about 4 or 5. I started keeping them myself, and I have them all the way up until you could see that when her writing started going, it wasn't in a straight line anymore. It was when she couldn't see as well, bless her heart. And so I have all those, and handwriting is just so special to me, and anything like that people gives me, I save. So that really hit my heart too. Yeah.
Dealing with the death of Angelica.
No one could ever love me like she did.
But focused on finding the two little ones and getting them home to Sacramento safely. Sacramento police are working very closely with the FBI to try and find those two children, which they say is really the top priority at this point in the investigation.
I know
The FBI is asking for your help to.
So sad. I think that I have some. Hey, hippie chick, good to see you. Oh, it's okay. I saw that Melissa was live, and I didn't know she was having a live tonight, so I'm glad you guys could come by. Let me see here. Oh, I have another video from her family. Let me find it. I always, when I play these videos, you guys, I always drop the link in the chat. So if you guys want to watch it later.
Right now, a family is pleading for the safe return of two kids from Sacramento. They're missing after their mom was found dead, and police think the kids are with their father. Officers say the car he was last seen driving has crossed into Mexico. Right now, federal, state, and local authorities are all trying to track him down. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Ty Steele.
And I'm Andrea Flores. This all started with a call to police for a welfare check. The mother was dead and the children were nowhere to be found.
And police say the dad is not a suspect. They just want to talk to him.
A woman's dead. and we don't know where the father is. He's not contacted us. We have not been able to get in touch with him. And those kids, we don't know where the kids are. And so, I think anybody that's a parent here can probably say, we're a little concerned.
Yeah, police say the children have been added into the missing and unidentified person system at this point, which will be shared by the California Justice Department and the FBI. The FBI will then work to alert authorities in Mexico.
Family members have identified the woman found dead as 28-year-old Angelicabravo. They're devastated by her death, as you can imagine, and just want the kids returned safely.
KCRA 3's Orko Manna joining us live right in front of the home on Didcot Circle where Angelica was found. Orko, you spoke to her family today. How are they responding to all this?
Well, Ty, as you can imagine, they are out.
And did you guys see all the candles and the balloons and stuff that's outside the house? You could tell that she was really loved. And they did have a vigil last night for her that I'll show you guys. And they're also having one tomorrow for her, too. So many people loved her.
Absolutely heartbroken. I am told that the family was out here at this home for a vigil for Angelica just last night. You can see all of these candles, balloons, and a picture of Angelica out here. The family says that this is where Cameron lives and where the kids would sometimes stay. Again, you can see all these mementos left here for Angelica. We're told that she had just turned 28 years old. The family tells me Angelica's relationship with Cameron was rocky and she did not live with him. They just want answers about what happened, and they want Angelica's two youngest kids to be brought home. The family was extremely emotional, as you can imagine, when I spoke with them this afternoon. Many of them say the last time they saw her was this past Saturday at a graduation party for her brother. The loved ones say Angelica.
Oh, her little brother. It's supposed to be a happy time for him, too. He's graduating high school. And then for this to happen. It's really sad, you guys.
Seemed off at that party. Her mother tells me Angelica lived in Elk Grove, but would sometimes go to Cameron's place in North Sacramento to get clothes or to drop off the kids. The family tried checking in on Angelica Sunday and Monday, but they did not hear from her, so they got worried. They say one of Cameron's relatives called for the welfare check, which is when Angelica was found dead inside the home Monday night. While the family grieves Angelica's death, they're also extremely worried about the 4-year-old daughter, Athena, and her 2-year-old son, Mateo, who are still missing.
She wouldn't ever want to leave her kids or her family. And I know that she did everything that she could.
Can you believe that's her mom, too, you guys? She's so pretty, too. They're all really pretty and handsome. I just love big families like that, don't you guys?
And it's just really awful and sad. And right now we know that the only thing that she would want is for her babies to be reunited with us. And that's all that we are hoping and praying for right now.
And the family also tells me they're a little frustrated with Sacramento police. They say that night when Angelica's body was found here, they told police that Cameron could possibly be going to Mexico, and they want to know why that information was not released sooner. Again, we just found that information out this morning. We reached out to police to see why that information was not sent out to the public a bit earlier, and they say they're looking into that for us right now. Reporting live in Sacramento, Orko Manna, KCRA 3 News.
So many questions. Orko, the family mentioned to you that the relationship between Angelica and Cameron was rocky. So what else do we know about that relationship?
Okay, so she was found deceased on July the 8th, about 7:30 p.m. So they didn't find out that he was possibly in Mexico until July the 10th, the morning. So that's kind of odd. We got to remember that.
Yeah, that we know from family members that their relationship was sometimes good, but sometimes very bad. They were not married, but we're told that they had a relationship that was kind of rocky, as you mentioned. And at this point, we want to reiterate that Sacramento police have not named Cameron as a suspect in this case, and they still have not said exactly how Angelica died. So there are a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yeah, we know that you'll stay on top of it. Orko, thank you so much for the update.
And that breaking news in Vacaville, officers are in.
I just keep thinking, because it was so hard to get Seraya to find her in Mexico. It's just we want to stop them before they have a chance to cross the border. Okay, you guys, I think that I have where they are, everybody from her work is talking about her. You guys hear me clicking away back here? Oh, I'll get there. We just keep pressing buttons till something works, right?
Miss Angel. That's what friends and students at Mixed Institute of Cosmetology and Barber called Angelicabravo.
Amazing mother, amazing friend, amazing student, amazing instructor, a super hairstylist.
Robert Brown owns the beauty school. He tells us Angelica was a student and later became an instructor.
We were so heartbroken to where I had to shut the whole school down for the day.
Angelicabravo was the woman found dead inside a home on Didcot Circle Monday night.
Tuesday when I came in, I got the news and I shared it with the staff that she had passed away, and everybody was just distraught.
As a way to heal, family and friends gathered to honor her life.
Lord, please hear my heart's cry.
She was the mother of 4-year-old Athena Lee and 2-year-old Mateo Lee, who are now missing. Both are believed to be with their father, 38-year-old Cameron Lee, who police have been unable to contact. At the vigil, her family calling for the children's return in order.
I couldn't find any physical descriptions of him. I need to look at that that press release from the Sacramento PD again to find out how tall he is and stuff like that. And they need to describe his tattoos too. We could see those. I don't think you could hide those, so that'd be something to keep an eye out for too.
To move forward.
We want to be with her blood family. We want to hug them, hold them, and pray and make sure that those kids are found safe and sound and can be returned to the family.
But her loved ones also demanding answers.
And then we want justice. We want justice for our angel. She's our angel. She touched everybody.
In Sacramento, Carolina Estrada, KCRA3 News.
And we have more. This was the scene today at the home where Bravo's body was found. Loved ones leaving candles, balloons, pictures, mementos. Earlier today, we spoke with her parents, and they say she had just turned 28. She loved her children more than anything, and all they want now is for cameronlee to bring Angelica's 2 youngest children back home.
She was fiery and funny, and she just loved so fiercely and fought so hard for all the people that she loved.
Just please bring them back. You know how much I love them and how much I always wanted to be around them, and you're hurting a lot of people.
I'm not sure his background or his ethnicity. Do you know, Aaron? Oh, his tattoo says timeless. Is it the one on his neck that says that? That's good to know.
By just keeping them in the dark and trying to leave.
Family members telling KCRA3 that Angelicabravo was not married to Cameronlee and did not live with him.
That breaking news too.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you their pictures again. And I'm going to drop my Facebook again, and I have the missing poster on there that you guys can share, and I'll try to make a community post too tomorrow, so those of you that have a community post can share those too. That's Athena on the left, she's 4. And Mateo's on the right, he's 2. Oh, I see that now that it does say timeless, Aaron. Yep. Right across his neck. That's Cameron, he's 38. So please help me pray for their family, you guys, and that these babies are found ASAP. Before we go, I do want to tell you guys about how Seraya was found. I do have a little bit more about that I wanted to share with you guys. We know that that they were last seen, Seraya and Seraya's dad, Aaron, picked her up on the 29th of May, and then he was supposed to bring her back on June the 3rd, and he didn't. And we know that Aaron's girlfriend, Nadia, that she went missing from the airport. She left all her luggage and her cell phone and told her mom that she was going to the restroom, and she never came back. So they were last seen on the 29th of May. And when he didn't bring Seraya back to her mother's on the 3rd, let's see here. On the 5th, an arrest warrant for custodial interference was issued for Aaron. And then on the 7th, it was announced that they were headed into Mexico. So they didn't realize that they had a big head start from the 29th, all those days, because they didn't realize anything was wrong. And when he didn't show up, remember his parents left that note, you guys, saying that he supposedly went on this fishing trip to Montana, and that this is the note, you guys. Remember this note that they went on this fishing trip to Montana, and his parents didn't cooperate from the very beginning, I don't think. And they have been doing the most since. They even made a website that had a big long statement, and well, they just weren't helping at all. I'll just say that. And so their house was actually searched on the 18th. The Ong family's home was searched. I don't know what, if anything, came back from that. So that brings us up until July the 4th. And they were at a checkpoint in Santa Ana, Mexico. And Nadia was found, and she was deported back to the United States. And she had all the money, the passports, everything with her. So Aaron and the baby, I don't know why they weren't stopped, because he's the one that had a warrant out for his arrest, not Nadia. She was just listed as a missing person. And so on the 4th, Nadia was sent back, and I have a TikTok that I'll show you guys from Shauna, Seraya's grandmother, and she said on that day that Seraya's mom, that she actually flew down there to pick up the baby, because she thought, okay, they found Nadia, so of course they have Aaron and Seraya too. But somehow those two got away, you guys. And so they were but they were stuck down there with no money or anything. And they a man, Martin, found them. Let me see here. I gotta get in big screen mode so I can see this. Let me see here. Oh, remember that, you guys? That was what Samara wrote, talking, when her baby was still missing. And remember, it made us cry, you guys. She was talking about her books that are waiting at home for her and how she can't eat pasta because she's just thinking about her. And it made us cry. Remember, you guys? That was from Aaron's sister. So we don't need to look at that. I am, let's see here. I'll find it in a second. That was the guy that ended up finding them. So this is what Shauna posted the day. She did know that Nadia was found and deported. And she ended up posting this on this day. She said, for everyone focusing on Nadia, her involvement in her family, I posted this. I'm curious about Nadia too, but I think it's important to remember how young she is. And if she's been surrounded by honest, decent people her entire life, her family and friends, she would be no match for the control and manipulation of the Ong family. At that age, if you're honest, you assume others are honest too. If you're trying to do the right thing, you assume others are too. If you think you're saving a sweet 2-year-old girl from the horrors the Ongs have fictitiously portrayed, you do it. Nadia likely thought she was doing something noble, and the proof of that is she's smart enough to know the trouble she would be in and what she would be giving up, and still chose to quote-unquote rescue Seraya. I think this speaks to her upbringing and the strength of her family's moral code. I don't think Nadia is perfect, but I don't think most full-grown adults would stand a chance against that family, the Ongs. They have pretty much perfected the craft of covert predation. They are the true evil that lives amongst us unnoticed. So even after that, Nadia was deported, after she had helped Aaron this whole time for a month, Shauna was still giving grace. She gave grace throughout this whole ordeal, and I just can't brag on her enough, you guys. So I wanted to share that. And then in the morning, Shauna posted, that was when she was found. So they ended up, they did find Aaron and Seraya because of Martin. And he wrote this in the Facebook. He said, it all happened in front of my house. I turned him in. I found out about the Amber Alert and went to the police. He was sleeping in the car with Seraya for about 2 to 3 days until he got arrested. I thank God that he put them in front of my house and I helped in a way. I have pics of Aaron and Seraya on my house camera, and I'll show you this. I'll tell you guys how that they were, see, he's walking with her right there. He said that he had heard Aaron crying in the car those few days, and he got concerned, and he called his daughter and said, hey, do you see anything about and he told him the car and stuff like that. And she said yes, and told about the Amber Alert. So Martin was the one that found him and sent it and called it in. And let's see here. That's what Nadia's parents released. So this is what Shauna said after they got home. She said, happy baby, happy mama. Seraya is doing well. She's lost weight overall, and her arms and legs are very skinny, but her tummy is a bit distended, so she's getting another checkup. She's on antibiotics and recovering from an ear infection that they discovered at her medical evaluation after she was rescued. She has had it for a bit by the looks of it, and that's probably why Martin heard her screaming at night when they were living in the car in Mexico. Oh my goodness, you guys. That's what I'm afraid of about this case, that he will get down there with these two babies and end up like this. But I guess it might be better that he does know people down there so that they could help take care of the babies, and also so that they might do the right thing and call, hopefully. But it says, otherwise, she's happy and seems fine, except when she's asked if she wants to do something, she says, no, go bye-bye, and clings to her mother. It's heartbreaking, but she's resilient. Thank you, Lord, for bringing this baby home. Grateful middle-aged cat mama, hey, it's good to see you. That grandma and mom are so gracious towards Nadia. It's heartwarming because I doubt I'd be. I know, right? I know. They were so gracious throughout it all. Even when Aaron's sister was doing the most, talking so bad about him, she even made YouTube videos with big presentations about how Aaron was doing the right thing, basically, and showed text messages and this and that. And everybody else was saying, and I was saying it too, well, if it was so bad, why didn't you go through the legal system and get custody that way, you know? And I wanted to show you guys this. Look at that face. Look how happy Samara is having her baby back, you guys. Aaron says that poor baby earaches and no way to comfort her. Yep, I know. Well, earaches are bad enough on adults. I'm sure they're way worse on a little baby. Goodness sakes. Let me see here. And this is what Shauna said too after the news was announced. She said, I'm sorry, my intentions was not to be dishonest or misleading. I couldn't share what was happening behind the scenes, and I genuinely am now very concerned for Aaron, Nadia, and their families. Thank you all for your support throughout this horrific ordeal. We absolutely want to share our beautiful angel with all of you in a way that will be safe and healthy for Seraya, and we aren't sure what that will look like yet. For the time being, we are being a bit selfish with her, and I hope you understand and give us this opportunity to reconnect as a family. We are so beyond grateful for your support. Without your prayers, kind words, and just being here with us, we wouldn't have made it through this. So she was worried that she made those posts that morning and didn't tell everybody in the Facebook group what was up. And that just shows what kind of person and what kind of family they are, in my opinion, you guys. And these are the pictures of Aaron when he was arrested in Mexico. They blur the perpetrators' faces down there. And look how small he is. And people were saying he looks like a young kid, and he does. He's 21 years old, I believe. So Cameron is older and has more life experience at 38. So I'm hoping that he takes care of the babies. You know, I'm sure Aaron tried the best he could, but you guys know what I'm saying. And then this was when he was being sent back. I did look it up, and the highlighting their way home. It's so good to see you. It's so very good to see you, PJ. She does she has a very good channel too, you guys. You guys should go visit there. Sometimes she covers a lot of this same kind of stuff that we do. I'll post her link here, and you guys go over there and visit. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me see here. Okay, I'm gonna try to play the TikTok for you guys. I've never shared a TikTok before. Let me get it started and come back. I'll come back and get you guys. I'm glad I got this volume booster because they play really low. I was testing it earlier. Let me see here. So this is Shauna, which is Saraya's mammal.
When I posted the other day about Aaron and Nadia and their family, we did know that Seraya had been found. We couldn't say anything yet. It's not the first time we got the call, and it's not the first time Samara flew to get her. last time Aaron got away with Seraya, and Nadia was sent back to the U.S. already, and that is also why I posted that they might not be traveling together. My intention was not to lie or mislead anyone. I didn't want to mess up the case at all. And I'm really sorry if I came across as, dishonest or not genuine. It wasn't my intention at all. And I so much appreciate everybody's support through this. So thank you.
Again, she was showing how gracious she was, in my opinion. I'm not sure if I read that post this is from Nadia's family, you guys. They posted this right around the time that that the news came out. It says, from the parents and family of Nadia Cole. Can you guys hear me? Am I muted? Can you guys hear me now? It was muted? Oh my gosh. I'll have to figure out how to do that because I think I had it playing. Oh, it was soft. I even used my audio booster, you guys. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that better. But she was telling about what I told you guys about, that it wasn't the first time that Samara had flew down to pick up the baby, and she was telling how that that Aaron had gotten away somehow. I still don't have exact details on why that he wasn't apprehended right then. Like I said, he was the one that had the warrant for his arrest. So I don't know why they deported Nadia but didn't take him at that time. So again, thank God for Martin that he noticed something and said something, you know. So this is from Nadia's family. It says, on July 4th, our daughter Nadia Cole was found safe and unharmed by Mexico police and was safely transported to the border to re-enter the U.S., where she voluntarily came back to her parents. So that word voluntarily was kind of like, I guess we can decipher that, you know, a lot of ways. But it says, since her return, Nadia has been fully cooperating with authorities to help locate and aid in the safe return of Aaron Ong and 2-year-old Seraya Ong Harmon. She is recovering from her ordeal at a secure private location. Details of the circumstances that led to her disappearance remain part of an ongoing investigation, and we trust that more information will be released and deemed appropriate by the investigating agencies. We are eternally grateful for the dedicated officers and detectives of the FBI, Port of Seattle Police, and the Pullman and Moscow Police Departments who worked diligently to ensure Nadia's safe return since she was reported missing on May 29th, and for the successful safe return of Aaron Ong and Seraya. We would especially like to thank security services, so that's the other part of their company, for their initial role as a central hub for tips and information as the missing persons case was progressing. To our friends, neighbors, colleagues, and the hundreds of friends and acquaintances of Nadia, we don't know how we could have coped with this situation without your love and support. Thank you. Love, Kirk and Vieta Cole. So that's what her parents said. And by this, a lot of people thought that it was because of Nadia that the two were found and returned home. And we now know that that's not the truth, that it was for this man, Martin. And Martin was on Closing Arguments, I think it's called, with Vinnie Politan. And it comes on Court TV, and I do have a website. It's on their website, but it's not on their YouTube channel yet. There is, let me see here. There's one more video that I want to show you guys. And I know that you guys have probably heard from all kinds of other channels about Seraya coming home and making it home safe. But I also wanted to share it with you guys because of the first story that I told you guys about little Athena and Mateo. And I just want us to stay vigilant because of, they were found. And I also want us to keep our hopes up and keep praying because they could be found safe just like Seraya. And we always have to keep our hopes up, So I want to share this video with you guys and then I'll let you go.
Welcome back. This morning, we're giving a voice to victims as a 2-year-old girl missing for a month is back home now with her mom after an international search. Here she is, a smiling Seraya Ong, pictured with her mom, Samara Harmon, after being tracked down in Mexico. The little girl was found with her father, Aaron Ong, and his fiancée, Nadia Cole, in Santa Ana, Mexico. Authorities have been searching for little Seraya since June 3rd after her dad failed to return her into her mother's custody in Pullman, Washington. Aaron Ong will now be extradited to Washington to face charges of custodial interference. His fiancée was deported.
Oh, what I was going to tell you guys was I was looking up the custodial interference for Washington, and I think that's where that he was charged out of. And I think it said that the maximum was 5 years, I believe, the maximum punishment. But it did say that there were certain defenses that somebody could put forth for this kind of charge. And it was like that they believed that the child was in imminent danger and things like that. And I think that that's what his sister, I think that's what she was trying to do the whole time he was gone. And since he's gotten back, she's actually made her own Facebook group. And I hear that she's putting out all kinds of stuff over there, but I haven't ventured over there yet. So I'm not sure. But like I told you guys, they have said that his family is well off and that they had really good lawyers during the custody. And so if they had really good lawyers and they had means, then why didn't they keep trying to stop the 50-50 custody then if they could, if Samara was really as bad as he says? That's my question. And how different the two families were acting and are acting still, that kind of says a lot in my opinion too.
Deported. It's unclear if she's going to face any charges. So many unanswered questions in this case, but thankfully, we've got a happy ending with Seraya back home now. I want to welcome in a very special guest, Alina Smith. She has worked very closely with the family. She's the founder of Crime Scene Collective. Very nice to see you this morning, Alina. Could we start by just watching a little bit of video together with little Seraya back home with her mom?
I have to stop every so often for fair use, but I had to stop after that. Don't you guys just love baby giggles? Like, no matter what kind of day you're having, if you hear some baby giggles, it will turn your whole day around. I'm telling you, you guys know, baby giggles or puppies, always.
Of course, so the biggest question, how is little Seraya doing? Alina, share with us what you know personally, please.
What a remarkable ending to this. It was almost 40 days and, you just never know, especially with a story like this and the work we do. We just a lot of times we don't get an ending like this, but this time there was a gentleman by the name of Martin, and he followed his gut, he followed his instincts, and he just felt that there was something wrong, and he got Seraya home, and Seraya is back with her mom, and everything is great now. She's happy. She's speaking a little bit of Spanish now, and you know, she went to a water park, she was swimming, she was playing, she was running around, she's eating, and look at her, she looks amazing, and everything is you know, gonna be great now, and we cannot believe this ending. It's just amazing.
It really is. I mean, we're happy to report these kinds of endings, and you hope that because she was with people familiar to her, you would hope that this wasn't anything traumatic, even though it's scary thinking, you know, this child was you know, missing for so long and then taken to another country. At least she was.
She was speaking a little bit of Spanish, you guys. So that's a long time. Over May 29th to June 29th, and then until July the 8th. So that's a really long time. And she was even learning a different language. Bless her little heart, you guys.
With her dad, so hopefully this won't be a trauma ingrained in her brain. Hopefully the path ahead for her will be bright and fantastic. I've got a statement that Nadia Cole's family released. So this is little Seraya's dad's fiance's family saying this. And they said on July 4th, our daughter Nadia Cole was found safe and unharmed by Mexico police and was safely transported to the border to re-enter the United States, where she voluntarily came back to her parents. Details of the circumstances that led to her disappearance remain part of an...
There's that again, voluntarily came back to her parents. So I still don't understand what that means. Like, they couldn't make her come back to her parents, so it was either go back to her parents or what. She had just graduated college, so I don't think she had a job yet and didn't have means of her own. So, you know, she had to come back to her parents, really.
An ongoing investigation, and we trust that more information will be released as deemed appropriate by the investigating agencies. And so there's some things that are unclear with this, Alina. I'd love to ask you what you know, please, about this. We understand that police took Nadia Cole into custody, but then Aaron had fled with Seraya before he was ultimately arrested. What do you know about what went on with them and little Seraya?
Well, what we know is that on the 4th, there was a checkpoint in Santa Ana, and that's where they were detained. And we do know that Nadia had the money and the passports and ID with her when they were detained, and so that's when they were separated. And Nadia went one way, Aaron and Seraya went another. So Aaron was with the baby, and Nadia went one way, so the police took Nadia. She had the money, she had the passport's ID, and she went to the border, she was not extradited because she didn't have a warrant, but she was deported. And then Aaron fled, but now he has no money. He doesn't have any ID. He doesn't have anything, but he has the vehicle. But then he gets stuck because now he has no gas, nothing, and he just, he becomes stagnant. And this is what ultimately led to his capture, because he couldn't continue to run. He couldn't escape any further. He was stuck in front of a house, and the car he couldn't leave. He couldn't move. It was done. He was done. It was over.
Right.
And it ended this way.
Thanks.
I have to tell you guys too about on the Vinnie-Politan interview. He was saying that when he saw them first, that Aaron had left something on top of his car, so that gave him a chance to talk to him. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you left something on top of your car." And he was asking him if there was a food bank around, and he said, "No, we don't have a food bank in this town, but we do have a restaurant up here you can get food at." And so he went up there, and in that time, he came back because they were closed. And he said, "Well, look, if there's anything that you need, just stop by my house right here and I'll help you." So he was being really kind to him. And then while they went up to get food again, that's when he called. I believe that's when he called. So I'm glad that he ran across them. Martin, I'm so glad he ran across them because, like somebody else was saying, they were in a very vulnerable state and somebody could have taken advantage of both of them, really. So thank God for him, too.
Fully for this. Alina, do you have any knowledge of what this plan was? What ultimately was Seraya's father and fiance? What were they really trying to do? Were they trying to set up a whole new life and just keep her in Mexico?
That's what we believe. I think they were trying to have the perfect life to do we're going to escape and do the family life and play house. And that's what we think. That they were going to, they think that they were going to give Seraya a life that right now they believe that she was not having in America with her biological mother. And it's just going to be this fairy tale of, if we escape, we can have the perfect life and get married. And it was just a fairy tale. It was a make-believe story that could never become fruition.
Right. Just horrible. Just absolutely horrible. And now they're going to get a reality check. They really are, especially him with what's ahead in his criminal prosecution.
I hope that they, like Grateful Middle-Aged Cat Mama, I hope that you guys know that the Ongs, allegedly, in my opinion, I believe they had to have something to do with it because Aaron drove a truck and his truck was found. And the car that they were ultimately found in, the Cadillac, I believe it was registered to his dad. So why did it take all those days for them to put out the information about the car and all of that? I think that they had to have known. And where did they get all this money? She had just graduated college and he was working for them. And so even if he saved up every dime that he was making, I don't think they would have enough to start a new life. You guys know, I'd be curious about how much money that Nadia was found with. And also, you guys, I was reading these articles about coercive control. And we know in domestic relationships, that is a real thing. And that does happen. And so I'm going to be like Shauna and give Nadia benefit of the doubt. Okay, Jen, I hope you rest well. Yeah, it is getting your bedtime. I'm about to go too. I just want to tell you guys one more time about the case that brought us here. And I just wanted to tell you guys about Seraya again, like I said, so that we can keep our hopes up. And so keep an eye on my community tab, and hopefully we can give an update for this case to you guys. I pray so hard that we can. Again, this is Athena Lee. She's 4 years old on the right, and that's Mateo Lee. She's on the left, and Mateo Lee, he's on the right, and he's 2 years old. And then we got Cameronlee in the middle. And this is their car. It is a Passport, a Honda Passport, a gray 2023, and it has a California license plate 9JUSO91. And I am going to put my Facebook again down here so that you guys can look. I do have their missing poster on there. Yes, it really is Grateful Middle-Aged Cat Mama. And it's not like you know that you can fight against it. You don't know that you're in it when it's going on. And it doesn't start all at once. It's little by little, and they get you that way. They sure do. They are beautiful, VMath. And I hope their family... I was thinking when Seraya got home, how good that Shauna and Samara would be able to sleep now. They might get a good night's sleep for the first time in, 5 or 6 weeks. And so I'm praying the same for these babies' family. And let me see here. because they lost their beautiful daughter and sister, Angelicabravo. You know, they lost her. And so now they're having to worry about these two babies too, the last pieces that they have left of her. And so I pray that they come back safe, you guys. Oh, that'd be great, PJ. Yeah, sure. Do you have a Facebook group too? Well, if you follow me, then I can see. Yeah, that's what we have to do, you guys. We have to work together. I know that I always say that like there's so much bad going on in the world, you guys, that if we can try to put out a little bit good, that we can kind of counteract it a little bit, guys. Oh, thank you so much, PJ. I really appreciate that. Yes. All right, you guys. I'm gonna drop Vanessa's link too. You guys should really go over there because her community post every day, she shows the most beautiful nature photos that she takes right around her house, and her yard looks like that you could just go up. It's so inviting, you guys. It looks like you could just go up on the porch and have coffee and just be so relaxed. So you guys follow her. She puts out a new community post every day, and she makes the coolest videos too. So please check her out, you guys. Thank you so much. And what is today? Thursday. So it'll be a few days before I make the new prayer request community post, but be on the lookout for that too. And then also keep an eye out on my community posts so we can give good updates like these last two that we gave. Yeah. And here is my email. So if you guys want to, if you have any ideas for new cases that we can bring awareness to, I'm always looking for you guys. I know you guys know, but somebody that might watch the replay might not know that I'm paraplegic. I was hurt on my way to work many years ago and hit some black ice and broke my back. And so I have a lot of time on my hands, and working on cases and spreading awareness, it helps me more than the help that I could ever do for these cases. You guys, it really, really does. It makes me feel productive, and it's not. I wish that there was no cases that need awareness, or I really do. I wish there was no cases that needed our help. So it's not that I'm happy about that. I'm just happy to do my little part and try to help how I can. Yeah. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for coming and joining me tonight. And you email me if there's anything else, like I said, or if you want to be in my Discord. There's a lot going on in there, you guys, and I think you would really enjoy it. And thank you to my mods that came and helped me tonight. Well, my friends that are my mods that helped me mod, I really, really appreciate you guys, and it means a lot to me that you believe in me enough to mod for me. I know that you guys don't get paid, and so I really, really appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you all later. I'll see you guys around on these streets. Okay, I love you all. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.